Context for the discussion on drivers of change. As you will have read or are about to read in your Anderson text, Chapter 2, the drivers of change are significant factors in determining what types of change efforts to undertake in your organization. Generally, in our organizations, we're much better at understanding and responding to external drivers than we are to internal drivers. In fact, many organizations may not even be aware of the internal drivers. Let's talk for just a minute about those drivers of change. External drivers of change are things like what's going on in the environment, what's happening on the political scene, what kinds of legislation is being put in place at the state, local, and federal level that's going to impact the way that you do business, what's happening with the economy, what's going on in terms of demographics around you. All of those are environmental forces that most organizations are fairly adept at responding to, or at least know that they should. The second group of external drivers of change are marketplace requirements. What's going on in the market? As we all know right now, retail has been forced to compete with Amazon. The same day or 2-day delivery, being able to get whatever you want cheaply and quickly has changed the way retail operates. What are other marketplace requirements that are changing, that are forcing the organization to change? Usually our competitors force us to pay attention to what's going on in the marketplace. Business imperatives, changes in technology, changes that are requiring us to make changes to be able to be in touch with our stakeholders, including our employees and our customers, as well as our competitors. Those are three major external forces. Another one has to do with organizational imperatives, things that you may need to be paying attention to in terms of shifting the design of your organization to fit your strategy. Perhaps new kinds of skills that are needed in your organization, new employees that are needed, or new training that's needed. Those are organizational imperatives. The second group of drivers of change are the internal drivers of change. And those are culture, behavior of employees and leadership, and mindset of employees and leadership. Organizations are not nearly as prepared or as cognizant of the need to respond to those internal drivers. The question there is, how is our culture holding us back? How is it getting in our way of the changes we're trying to make? Behavior. How is the behavior of leadership the problem, or the behavior of employees in terms of getting to where we need to go as an organization? And finally, mindset. How is our thinking holding us back? When organizations don't ask those questions about culture, behavior, and mindset, they struggle with responding to the external drivers. And in the first discussion forum in week 1, I'm asking you to talk about, or to tell a story about a time where you have seen the lack of attention to internal drivers get in the way of responding to external drivers, and be very specific about those, and then engage with others in conversation. That's my first context for week 1. Hope it helps.